Hello and welcome to another video from fantasyfootballscout.co.uk. Today I'm joined by Neil to discuss the latest press conference news ahead of game week 16. Neil, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, yeah. How are you? Are you feeling any better?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I had as viewers of the Scoutcast would have noticed, I was in all sorts of problems with quite a heavy cold. Struggled through, managed to cough out some stats on Snodgrass's creativity. But I was doing okay yesterday, and I'm back to almost full fitness today. And
Take the yellow flag off you now,
take the yellow
can't
flag off me,
you? Yeah.
and of course, this is where we find out. Similarly, with the players and who's still got flags on, who's been flagged, and also any kind of hints about rotation as well. Our first stop, let's do a nice easy one. A Mourinho press conference. So what's been happening at Manchester United? Quite a few injury doubts there. Martial and pretty much all their defence. So what's the latest there?
Yeah, Martial will be the one that most people will be interested in from a fantasy perspective. He came off with what looked like a hamstring injury against Arsenal in midweek. Now, Mourinho after the game said it was a pre-injury, so it was almost a precautionary measure that he came off. But he is still a doubt for the weekend. He will be assessed today. They've got one more training session this afternoon or earlier this morning, and United are in action tomorrow. So it remains uncertain whether he'll feature or not. It doesn't sound a serious problem, but he certainly warrants a yellow flag at the moment. Elsewhere, defenders, as you say, Jones, Smalling, Eric Bailly as well. They're all small doubts.
Okay.
I think more with sort of muscle fatigue and things like that rather than anything serious. But there was no update on Luke Shaw, who missed out in midweek.
Okay,
Well, they will have Ashley Young back, who has served a one-match ban.
Well, that could be interesting from the point of view of those looking for a Arnautovic replacement, with, of course, Fulham's Mitrovic
Yeah.
amongst those that the market is turning to. But, of course, on paper, I guess Manchester United traditionally at home would be a really tough match, but not so these days, and especially if half their defence is flagged. Another team with a lot of flags was Liverpool. We had doubts earlier in the week. Mane, Robertson, they both missed out. Last I heard, Robertson was pictured in training, which was a good sign. But I understand Klopp's been talking some more today, and we've got a bit more information about their troops.
Yeah, this was probably the most interesting press conference of the week. This Robertson is fine. That's the good news.
Good.
Gini Wijnaldum's fine as well. Now, Sadio Mane, who missed out in midweek, looks very unlikely to feature. He had a cut on his foot, which he sustained in the Merseyside derby last weekend, and he missed out against Burnley. Now he's back on the grass and running for the first time, but Klopp said it doesn't sound like he's going to be ready for tomorrow. So I think we can pretty much prepare for life without Mane in that fixture against Bournemouth. In defence, now Joe Gomez, we heard 24 hours ago, I think it was, that he's going to be out for around 6 weeks. Fracture.
Yeah.
Now Dejan Lovren's also been ruled out with a concussion. Nathaniel Klein as well won't feature tomorrow. So it looks pretty certain that Alexander-Arnold and Van Dijk will feature, probably in a back four with Robertson and Joel Matip as well.
Okay.
Now, Klopp was asked about Alexander-Arnold's workload because he's going to... Gomez would have been the sort of likely deputy at right back. He's been switching between right back and centre half this season. Now, I think for people looking at Alexander-Arnold, thinking he's going to play all the games over Christmas, I think that's mostly true. I think he will feature more than what we thought, but Klopp did say he has a plan, that he's got other players who can play in that position. So you might see someone like Milner or maybe Fabinho moving to right back. So Alexander-Arnold, I'll be confident of a start this weekend, very confident.
Yeah.
And his main positional rival won't be available until 2019. But it's perhaps not quite as cut and dry that he's going to start every match between now and the new year.
And what about Van Dijk looks like the safest option. Did he have anything to say about Van Dijk?
He did actually.
Got to work
yeah,
there.
he did.
Yeah.
One of the journalists asked Klopp about Van Dijk's workload as well, especially with Lovren being out and Gomez being out. And he did say it wasn't quite the same intensity as you'd find from someone playing fullback like Robertson or Alexander-Arnold. So it's that isn't as much of a worry. Now he did say it's not cool in his own German accent, which I won't try and imitate.
No.
But it sounds like he's much less of a rotation risk, even if Klopp would have liked the option to bring someone in for Van Dijk over Christmas, perhaps in a Boxing Day game against Newcastle. But he's certainly safe for now, I think, Van Dijk.
Yeah, and also he's been getting some attacking returns as well, some assists. So I've got Robertson. I'm happy with Robertson. Some people have Alexander-Arnold. They should be very happy as well. But I think if you haven't got any Liverpool defenders at the moment, I wonder if Van Dijk is the one to get. I think he's safest, and he's getting those extra points, so above the 6-point haul. No. Another team with another bunch of injuries is Man City. Now they're gearing up with quite a potentially tough match against Chelsea, but it is City. I guess one player we definitely need to know about is Aguero. Is he in any way likely to return this fixture?
No, not this weekend. No. He's been ruled out. Him and Kevin De Bruyne, which was less of a shock. Pep said both cannot play and both will be back soon. So we might see them feature in game week 17, perhaps. Okay. Even before then, the Champions League.
Did Pep give us any hints about rotation, particularly Sterling, Mahrez and Sane? So Mahrez and Sane started last time. Sane's been getting a lot of games. Sterling got a rest. Any indication which of those two is going to play?
Well, he was asked the question by one of the journalists, and predictably he gave a non-committal answer. It was one liner which shed absolutely no new light on it. It was, we choose the best for the team, and that was about it. So absolutely no further forward on that.
He should be. But you would expect Sterling to come back. That was. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to speculate here. I'm going to speculate that Sterling's going to start because he had a rest. Yeah. I think I'm safe ground there. And I think it's between Mahrez and Sane, obviously. I think Sane is especially needed. But in the tougher games this season, Mahrez has been preferred. However, those tougher games often involve Mendy as well. And Sane's sort of got his wing sewn up because Mendy's not there. So I don't know about that. I'm not going to speculate, but I'm going to say if you've got Sterling, feel confident he's going to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Over to Spurs. Now they've got quite a nice fixture, I think, against Leicester. They traditionally tend to score a lot, Harry Kane in particular. But there are some injuries throughout the team. So what's the latest there?
Yeah, so they had 4 players who were already out with Dembele, Lamela, Sanchez and Wanyama. Now, added to that list this afternoon is One Fight, who's played more regularly over the past couple of weeks. And perhaps more pertinently, from a fantasy perspective, Kieran Trippier, who came off with a groin injury in midweek and banked the jammiest of clean sheets before Southampton scored. But he won't feature tomorrow. So you're going to see Sergio Aurier back at right back. Now, there's no time frame put on Trippier's recovery, but it's a recurring thing. It's something that started in the summer with England, and Pochettino could barely conceal his anger at the national team, I think, about how they've flogged him with that injury. So I think he won't be out for very long, but he's definitely absent tomorrow. And obviously One Fight being unavailable means we'll see Vertonghen and Alderweireld back at centre half together.
Okay, yeah. I mean they've got a tough Champions League match.
Yeah.
I think Ali will start because he got a rest midweek. I wonder about Eriksen though. I think he may be needed because Trippier's out, but I just wonder there. But I think Harry Kane's going to start, but I wonder if he's going to get his minutes curtailed. I mean, I guess if any of the matches over Christmas or over December where Harry Kane were to get a rest, this is probably the ideal one to do it because they should have enough to beat Leicester, but it's tricky without him. It's a tough one to speculate. I'm kind of clutching at straws here in terms of that really, but I think Ali could get a start here. I think he'll be needed, and I'm fairly certain Kane will start as well. Now Chelsea, an interesting one. Obviously they've got Man City. It was quite good news on the injury front, I understand, but Sarri did have a few things to say about Alonso, who's had a bit of a dip in form in recent weeks.
Yeah, as you say, fully fit squad, no worries there. So Hazard's going to be all right, I think. But yeah, Alonso, one of the reporters asked him about Alonso's form. Now, he was taken off against Fulham last weekend. And many people thought, was that injury related? But I think if anyone had seen the game, they would have pretty understood it was just purely tactical because Alonso was absolutely rubbish. Now, he had another poor second half in midweek against Wolves. So, yeah, he's a bit of a liability at the moment, I think, for Chelsea. From a defensive perspective, I mean, he remains a very good fantasy option. But the two things often don't correlate. So yeah, Sarri was asked about whether he'd consider Emerson as a replacement, and he said he's a good option, but without Alonso, they would have problems on set pieces, and he has to consider details such as that. And he did say, Alonso's probably not tired, although he has played all 14 games in the Premier League this season. He hasn't really featured much in the Europa League or the Carabao Cup, and he wasn't involved with Spain in the last international break, so he sort of deflected that question away in terms of fatigue being a concern.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like he's still a favourite of Sarri, even if Chelsea fans are losing faith. So, yeah, Man City to come this weekend. Would he throw Emerson in at the deep end against Sterling or Mahrez? I doubt very much. But even if Alonso does play, if you're an owner of one of those City-wide players, then his form would encourage you, I think. If Sane or Sterling or Mahrez are up against Alonso at left back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Alonso owner, also a Sane owner as well, and I'm currently going to bench Alonso.
Yeah, I think
for the sole reason, mainly because it's City and City score a lot of goals, so I don't think he's going to get much. And his current form says to me he's probably not going to get much attacking returns. I could be proved wrong. But I think if Alonso owners are looking to bench him 1 week, a lot of people are thinking of getting rid of him. I would advise just having a look at the fixtures and having a look at his pedigree over the last year or two, and then make a decision. Don't make a decision on the last couple of games in a fixture congested period, and maybe sit on that as well, especially if he's your only Chelsea cover as well. Looking at the rest of the fixtures as well. I mean, any other key injury or lineup news to note?
A few little things I'll tidy up for you. Arsenal, Özil and Ramsey are injury doubts.
Okay.
They'll be assessed today. Monreal's back in full training, but I'm not quite sure if he's ready to start yet. He might be needed at centre half actually because Rob Holden's been ruled out for the rest of the season.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, 6 to 9 months.
Oh, it's a shame.
Another ruptured ACL. We had one of those yesterday as well with Lewis Cook at Bournemouth. On Arnautovic, people will have seen this by now. He's out for a month. Glenn Murray's going to have his shoulder injury assessed before the weekend. We've got Vardy won't be available. Actually, that's literally just happened as we came on air.
Press.
Yes, it is, and I think Harry Maguire might be back in contention for that game as well. This is against Spurs. So yeah, sort of Vardy not being available would make you more confident of a clean sheet. I think if you're Spurs.
That's heartbreaking for people who've got Trippier.
Yeah,
because you would think that aids their clean sheet potential, but obviously not available there. But it does sound promising if you do have a Spurs defender as well. Anything else to note as well?
A couple of things, a couple of lines here. Warnock is always good value on his press conferences. Said that Camarasa, who was a lot of people's budget fifth choice midfielder, he's going to be on penalty taking duties after Joe Rolls missed.
Really?
Yeah, and he said
this is
that
invaluable stuff.
He said that it basically confirmed that Callum Patterson's going to start up front as well again this week.
Fantastic.
Because of Zahore's injury and Medina, I think, struggling as well. So yeah,
that is good. Yes, you've said before that Warnock is fantastic in press conferences.
Oh yeah, he just talks at length. I mean, he's learning, I think, not to give too much away in terms of team news. But he just can't help himself. I think at times, often his press conferences are half an hour in length, and he'll just talk about anything and everything, often not related to football at all.
Long may it continue, and our dream of Warnock taking over at Man City continues. But for now, Neil, thanks so much. Good luck with the game week, and good luck constructing a team of injury-free players.
And the best. Yeah, all the best to you.
Cheers. Bye.